From the bayous in Louisiana to the timber country up north, you'll find them out on the trap line, chasing furs to put up on the board. Mixing up another batch of that magical stuff, chilling around the fire after the show. Hey, it's Sarah and Jeff, and maybe a guest on the Trapping Radio 2.0.
Okay, are you ready? Do you have to poop or anything before we get started?
No.
You good?
I'm good. I'll let you know if I do, though. It could happen anytime. I ate a lot of garbage today.
Mm-hmm.
You
Okay, well, we should get started.
know? Okay. You gonna turn it on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's already on.
Oh, great.
Well, welcome to Trapping Radio.
Yeah, welcome to Trapping Radio 2.0.
2.0. Jeff and Sarah here tonight.
Yeah. We're currently down to Iowa, chasing some, trying to chase some coyotes, and we'll be talking about that later in the show. But just want to, we wanted to get a show up so we could tell everybody, Happy New Year, and we didn't put up a Christmas show, but for New Year's, we wanted to make sure that we had the show up, tell everybody Merry Christmas for next year. So we're always a year ahead. Mm. That's what I do with my mom. The day after her birthday, I'll call her and tell her happy birthday, and then I'm covered for the next year if I happen to forget. He said, I'm always the first one to wish her happy birthday.
You're always trying something sneaky.
That's true, but I never get, I can't fool you, and I don't fool her either.
So, well, it's Friday night. We've tried to make a commitment to ourselves to get a show up every Friday.
Yeah.
So, it is Friday night here, December 29th.
At least we didn't wait till the last minute to get this done.
Well, it's not quite midnight yet. It's only 9:30.
Yeah. So at least it'll be up on Friday. The commitment stands.
Well, we had a good day today, though.
Yeah.
We had intentions of doing it earlier, and
Yeah.
we started the morning off. I started trapping for a farmer that I'd never trapped on his land before, and the phone rang, and it was him. And there's a part of you when the farmer calls to automatically expect it to be bad news. Like, we're trapping in a feedlot and there's so many little feeder calves there that are so curious. Anyway, you always think what happened, but he had good news. He told us we had a coyote there at the farm, and so that we headed straight out to his place.
Yeah, when you told me, it's the farmer calling this morning, I'm like, oh my gosh, how are we going to get the snare off that cow's nose? Because, I don't know, them are probably 700-pound cows?
Maybe not quite that big yet. I don't know much about cows.
I don't either.
But they're fairly small.
Yeah. But to bring one down and get a snare off his nose, it'd be pretty rough.
Mm-hmm.
So, no, I was pleasantly surprised that we had the coyote and not a cow. So that was pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when we were setting the other day, when you're trapping and you have that gut feeling, and we set a trap. We saw coyote tracks right there by the feedlot, and those little calves are snoopy and they smell everything. Like you said, they have nothing but time in that little pen just to investigate everything you do touch. everything. They're smelling everything. Anyway, we had the trap there. Probably it was too close to where they could get at it. So we sat there for probably 10, 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We thought better go with our gut and move that trap over.
Yeah, it's rough to make the right decision when you see where coyotes are coming right through a hole in the fence, and then they're going right through a little gate, and all you gotta do is just put a foothold in there, and
yeah, that's the spot. You're
That's
going
the
to catch
spot.
the coyote.
there's no doubt. Because every time they're coming through there, they're putting their foot down in the exact same spot.
That's the spot, but you have to go with.
Yeah.
That's not the best choice. It's
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we didn't want to come back and look out there and see one of the cows' nose was no longer available. It was with us.
Mm-hmm. It was interesting though with that farmer. He obviously, he wanted me there. I met him in town and told him what we were doing. He invited me out, and I went out there. He showed me all the property, took me around all of his feedlots, all of his property lines. He took me out everywhere, but he didn't care what kind of traps we were using. But I said, well, let me just show you what we're using and what they are, just so what we'll be setting. And I showed him how to set the dog-proof trap. I showed him I had some alpha traps in there. I showed him how to set those. And then you checked the DP and it was set off. And we didn't know really what happened.
No, and there was a little bit of a catch circle there, but it was set off and pulled tight, like the coon had got out and then ran it down the middle of that, the hay bales.
Which seemed odd because
Yeah.
they don't usually escape.
Mm-mm.
So anyway, the farmer told me, he said, I was tickled pink. I said, really? He said, yeah, you caught one of the cats. And I said, oh my, that's my, because he told me he had cats, but I don't want to, I'm not out there to catch anybody's cat. And so he had caught the farm cat, and he had put a bucket over it, and he'd never seen how fast a cat could really move when it was in the trap. He said, man, that thing was going everywhere. He finally got the bucket over it, and since I had showed him how the traps work, not that he couldn't have figured it out, but I think it was a good idea that I showed him how they worked, and he got the cat out, and he said he took the lid off of the barrel, and he says that cat shot out of there like a rocket.
Yeah, I was really glad I didn't put a 220 in there where I was going to put
it.
He'd have come and seen this cat. But I hadn't talked to him, so I didn't know that there was cats there. So, but, well, at least I knew I didn't miss a coon.
Yep.
But usually them cats don't go after like a sweet bait, so...
He wasn't too attached to the cats. They're barnyard cats. It wasn't a big deal to him. But
yeah, I'll bet the coyotes has got a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
As many coyotes as there's running around there.
Mm-hmm. So we when you left, you had pulled the coon line, and then I stayed back and went out and set just a handful of coyote traps, and it was like 50 degrees all the week you were gone.
Well, just backing up for a second, but like the point we were making is that showing that farmer, taking the time to show that farmer how to take them animals out of how he could release something out. I mean, that would be a good idea for to do. I would never think to show the farmer the traps. I'm trying to have as least amount of interaction as I possibly can with them, because usually when you're getting permission, you're stuck there for an hour talking. Listen to them complain about no rain, too much rain, everything that's bothering them in their world. But that is a good thing to do, is take and show them the traps and how to work them and stuff, because just because they own a farm doesn't mean they know anything about trapping, even if they think they do.
Mm-hmm. Which resulted in him. I told him, we'd be pulling in the next few days, and he asked to buy a few traps off of me. Mm-hmm. So just that little bit of showing him, like, this is how easy it is. He wants to get his own traps and set them, and I thought that was pretty cool, because if we never go back there and he's trapping, that is a win for me.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And he's got, kids and grandkids, and that's what it's about, is passing down sharing our knowledge and trying to help them be more independent on their own property.
And he ain't got no desire to go kill any coyotes trapping anyway, so we'll always have a place to trap.
Mm-hmm. After seeing the destruction of the raccoons to those hay bales, you hear about it and you see somewhat, but to see the raccoon are just pooping all over the hay bales.
Yeah.
Piles and piles and piles on all the hay bales. And then they crawl up there, they're tearing the hay bales all apart.
Yeah. And them hay bales were just put there not that long ago, so, you figure if he doesn't use them till the middle, till next spring, or, they're all tore up. Mm-hmm. Even worse, so.
He's got that big silage bag there, too. He's got 2 strands of electric fence, trying to keep the raccoons out of that. And
I didn't have the heart to tell him that ain't gonna do nothing. Them raccoons will just pop right over the top of that wire. Mm-hmm. But
they've stayed out so far. I only saw one little tear in it.
Yep, they've stayed out so far. There's still a lot of feed out there. Mm-hmm. Once the snow starts flying, and they're right there in them bales and can smell that percolating.
I know, the weather has been crazy here.
Yeah.
It doesn't even it feels like fall.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, I went home. I pulled the coon line and went home. Well, Sarah was, and her sister went up there and was filling orders and stuff, and I stayed here and trapped, and then they came back, and I went back and started to fill orders, and it was like perfect conditions the whole time I was gone. I got back and it started raining, so we haven't been able to get hardly in any fields.
It rained for 2 days. There's still mud puddles out there.
Yeah. There was over 2 inches of rain. And, generally here, you like in Michigan, if you get 2 inches of rain, you start going around, you're going to bury your truck right to the axles. Here, it doesn't usually happen, but you've ripped and shredded their fields, and there's so much mud up underneath the truck, you can't never get it off, and it's just horrible. So it's.
I know, that's like I was talking to that farmer today, and he obviously it rained, and he says, "Well, I feel kind of bad. You drove out here, and didn't. We didn't catch a ton, but." The point, and then I said, well, it rained. I said, I didn't want to tear nothing up. He says, well, I sure appreciate the fact that you didn't. So,
No, we just trapped on the hard roads where we could. But
we got to experiment.
Yeah.
And while experimenting, we decided to pick up some pop cans. Yeah. And so I had more fun picking up.
But we didn't pick up hardly any pop cans. We picked up beer cans.
Beer cans, yeah. Nickels, we call them.
Yeah, we call them nickels.
We started seeing them, then we started picking them up, and then we ended up... Mom gave me a $20 bill today.
Yeah.
And they're 5 cents
a piece.
It's crazy. But I ended up having more fun picking up nickels there for a while.
Yeah.
But we got to experiment with trapping. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of times, you just you pull into the field and you go out there and you make the sets where you see a sign or, where you've caught them before. And you don't really go look around and, not be able to get in the fields. We started looking because here in Iowa, you can, especially with footholds, you can set anywhere in the right of way. And so we start seeing the, coyote crap alongside the road and looking at the trails and, because you'll go and there's deer trail, coon trail, deer trail. Which ones are the coyotes? I mean, if you set every single one, I mean, in a mile, you'd have 100 snares out in some spots, and there's, might only be 3 coyotes. So, what we did was, started experimenting and looking, where they, find a pile of crap where they crap 2-3 times or more, and then like setting those trails and putting footholds in them trails, blind setting.
Yeah, so we saw the pile of poop there, and all we had in the
pile of poop.
Yeah, and all we had
I was looking for nickels.
all we had in the truck was a raccoon snare. And we said, well, we don't want to do that. We don't want to catch a raccoon and blow the trail. So we said, well, we didn't have any coyote snares in the truck. We had footholds, though. So we blind set a foothold in the trail.
For number 3.
Yep. Thinking, well, it's trial and error.
And we didn't have a drag, which goes against blowing up the trail. But we're like, well, let's just get them.
Yep. So that's what we got today. We got a coyote and a foothold in the ditch on a trail.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Yep.
The coyote, though, it was acting kind of strange when we got there, and it was just like laying there, which I guess not too uncommon. He was kind of hiding behind a little piece of grass, but just unusually acting, just laying there. I don't know. Yeah. I thought it was kind of weird.
Yeah, once it was acting, it was not acting right.
Yeah. So we dispatched the coyote, and it had 2 big bullet holes in its back hip. Mm-hmm. Kind of, in the back hip area.
Buckshot.
Yep. So we're just coming off deer season, like you said.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we didn't even notice it, and then I was shooting a video with Sarah, and I zoomed in on the coyote, and I'm like, at first I thought it was like the mange or mites or something, because it was just a red look, and I wasn't, the coyote was alive, so I'm not expecting it was shot.
Right.
And then I zoom in on it, I was like, that thing's got blood on it,
mm-hmm.
And we used the death ray to, choke it out, so, it was weird to have a coyote, where it had been shot.
Mm-hmm. They're tough, though.
They're tough.
But the most special thing about the coyote this morning was, so like I said, the farmer had called, so we knew that we had one. And my mom was at her can shop today. So we stopped in, what did we stop there for?
Get our $20.
Yeah, we had to get our $20. We stopped there first. Oh, I knew my sister was going to be working there, and with my little niece. We were going to get my niece and my sister, and they weren't there yet. And so I told Mom we had a coyote, and then anyway, my sister and my niece and my other sister Nikki, they were on their way to Stewart. We were in Stewart, so we picked up Mom and met my sister. I didn't know the road. I said, turn by the, country talk. I'm like, turn to the road past the church. And then when you get to the next road it looks like a junkyard. I said, turn there and go south on that gravel road. Go a few miles until you see a coyote in the ditch. She found it. So we met my mom
and
there.
It was tall weeds. And
it blended right in because it was kind of hiding in there.
Yeah.
But Kinsley, she was so cute. She was looking for the coyote on her side, and she says, Aunt Sarah, I saw coyote tracks all down the road. I saw them.
Yeah.
And they were there.
They were there. She was 100%.
She was so excited.
And then she told her mom, she goes, "That's a smaller coyote. Jeff will probably turn. He don't like them. He probably turn that one loose."
They don't miss a thing.
No.
Because last time she was with us, we had caught this itty bitty little possum, and Jeff is soft hearted, so he turned that little bitty possum loose. So they don't forget nothing.
No.
But she practices at home doing little YouTube videos. So I said, "Okay, Kinsley, you've been practicing. Do your little YouTube video." So she did her little video with the coyote in the background.
Mm-hmm. We'll be posting that.
Yep, it's cute.
I told her, because last year her and her cousin did a videos with us. We were on the line, Eli and her. And that Eli, he come right to life. You know, he must watch a lot of YouTube videos. He said, "Smash that like button," and all. I'm like, "What the heck is this?" So I was kidding her. I said, "Yeah, you make sure you tell him, smash that like button, and subscribe."
And subscribe. Oh my gosh!
Smash that like button.
He said that. I thought, oh my gosh. People are gonna think we told him to say that. We never did. We wouldn't say that.
Oh heck no! Smash the like button. So yeah, we had a pretty good day out there. Got $20 for cans. Got the coyote. Got the in one coon. Wasn't a big catch day, but ain't got a ton of traps out with the way the weather is.
No.
It'll start drying up, and we're heading back to Michigan.
I know. So that's the thing is like, I grew up in Iowa. I've got my place here in Iowa. So when we come down here, you know, we have a place to stay down here. Well, I actually own the house that I grew up in. So this will always be home. Will always be home here. But people say, "You guys travel so much." We're just
Going home to home.
Yep, home to home.
Yeah.
So we appreciate you all being patient with us because, you know, we still get online orders and we try our best to mail them out. Jeff offered to be in charge of mailing out orders last week.
Other than the ones I screwed up, I did really good.
Ones, plural. He was mailing wrong t-shirt, wrong sizes, wrong colors.
Yeah, I was supposed to. Somebody ordered a Black Death Dealer hoodie. I think it was a 2X, and I sent him a green one.
Mm-hmm. And the one guy sent you a message and said, "I checked the tracking, but my package hasn't moved at all." And
yeah, I forgot about that one.
Jeff says, "Well, in a nice way, once the post office has it, it's kind of out of our hands with it. You know, they're kind of backed up." And so I checked the tracking, and it said UPS is awaiting the package. I said, "Jeff, what happened?" He says, "I took it there. I promise I took it there." I said, "Better luck again."
It was McDonald's fault because when it fell off this front seat where the other ones were, the McDonald's bag went over the top of it, and I didn't see it down there. That is the truth. The McDonald's bag was laying right on top. And so
then I said, "Well, you got to call the guy."
Yeah, then it goes really sideways. So I got to call him and tell him that I'm a screw up.
Yeah, because you already emailed him and said, "Too bad, not our problem."
Yeah, so now I've committed myself where I got to call and say, "No, this was 100% my fault."
So then I send
and
him.
McDonald's.
So I send him the phone number, and he calls. And then I gave you the wrong phone number to the other guy that had a messed up hoodie.
Wade in Tennessee. I says, "Is so and so there? Got the wrong number." I'm like, "Okay, yeah." So
Didn't Wade know that you called him? Didn't he send you a message and said, Jeff, I think I missed a call from you? And then
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
I wasn't trying to call you. I was trying to call the other guy.
The other guy I made a mistake with. Yeah.
What an ordeal.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not management material.
Well, the week that I was at home and in charge, I had to make all the stuff. So it was nice. We kind of took turns switching off, doing other things. But
Yeah. Being honest, it wasn't that nice when I got sent home and had to do all that stuff. It was a lot nicer the week before when I was down here coon trapping.
Yeah, and I was back at the lure shop,
Yeah.
carrying heavy buckets and.
Yeah. No, I would stop and get me a piece of Casey's pizza for lunch, and stop and get a coffee, and set some more traps and kill some more coon, and come back and then go eat dinner, and then it was terrible. You would have hated it.
Uh-huh. Well, we didn't really have the show. We've just been chatting.
Mm-hmm.
Chatting. Guess that's what we didn't really have a topic. We just wanted to say Happy New Year. Hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. We had a nice Christmas down here.
Yeah.
Of course, I watch a lot of TikTok, so we call my sister the Christmas coordinator because she is the most organized out of all of us, and we always draw names, so she keeps track of who got what and when we're supposed to be there, and if you need ideas to get for that person, she's the coordinator of it all. So I sent her a TikTok on a prank that we should play on my mom and my stepdad. And so I sent it to her, and I sent it to my brother. Well, my brother ended up doing the prank. We didn't even know he was doing it, but he took some random things from Mom's house. He took a pair of ceramic chicken figurines.
One was a rooster, one was a chicken.
A hen.
Yeah.
Yep. And he took some appetizer serving spoons that you would get at the Dollar Tree. Spoons that are only an inch and a half big, good for nothing.
No, it'd be like if you're gonna get a. I've seen them before, on some cheese balls where you get a little, kind of scrape that cheese off them little bitty spoons.
Yeah, good for nothing.
Good for nothing.
And my sister said that she was helping Mom clean her house, and she tried throwing them away. And Mom says, no, I might need those spoons for I don't even know what. And then apparently my brother was trying to throw them away too. And she says, why is everybody trying to throw my spoons away? Well, he took the two packs of spoons, took the chicken and the hen, and then he brought them back on Christmas Day. And me and my two sisters, we opened the present, and Mom was there, and he made a big deal, these are special presents, Mom needed to be there to watch us, these are special presents, and we opened them all at the same time, and Jeff didn't even know what was going on.
No, I was confused.
And, so I opened it. I knew immediately, and my other sister Jessie, the Christmas coordinator, she knew immediately, and my other sister Carrie had no idea what was going on. And my mom just was looking with a blank stare on her face, and she says, "Oh my!" And I said, "Look at this chicken," and she says, "Oh my!" And then Carrie says, "Why'd you get me spoons?" And Mom's like, "Oh, I had some spoons like that." Anyway, we were busting laughing. It was hilarious.
And the whole time I'm sitting there, I have no idea. I'm thinking, well, this must be a family tradition, or there must be something I'm missing. I had no idea that they wrapped up her presents and gave them for her. Because she seemed as shocked about, why are you giving this junk stuff to somebody for Christmas, So, it was really funny when I learned what the deal was.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but yeah, we had an awesome Christmas day. So, yeah, ate and ate.
Yep.
Took trips in the morning and went and ate all afternoon.
Mm-hmm. What else we got going on? Oh, your Facebook page. Why don't you talk about your Facebook page?
They, some of you probably might have seen. Other ones, if you don't pop up, you wouldn't know. But Dunlap Lures page got hacked. I got kicked off of there, and there's some overseas individuals, we'll call them. You can imagine what my real thoughts are. But they kicked me off the page, and we got been dealing with Meta, which is basically like dealing with the wind. But we finally have got all the information that they've asked for. Sarah has put it together in a professional looking way, not my way of taking screenshots and sending it to them and then complaining about, why do I have to prove that I own Dunlap Lures? You think somebody overseas owns it. So, anyways, basically where I'm at and Sarah's at with this is we're trying to get it back. If I can't get it back, then I'm gonna destroy it and get it taken down, because once they, because I don't want them having all my content and everything, where I don't have any control. And basically when they kicked me off of Dunlap Lures, they committed copyright infringement because all that belongs to me. All the videos, the pictures, so that's the way we'll be going with it. But we're trying to get it back. I mean, I've spent a lot of time, and a lot of memories on there. So, we're hoping to, be able to get it back. But it just seems crazy to me, and that I have to prove that I own Dunlap Lures. And, every video and picture, you could look at my driver's license picture and then every video and picture that's on there and say, you know what? Yeah, this is the guy, but, apparently the people that hacked it and Meta's agreed that they hacked it on, that they don't have to prove anything. So it's a crazy situation, but that's the world we live in these days. It's unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. And being a trapping site probably doesn't help the cause on them wanting to do anything for me. So that's where we're at, trying, but I'm blocked. So people tell me, well, did you see all the crazy things on your page? No, I'm blocked. I can't see nothing. And it's probably better that I can't.
You can't see anything?
I can't see anything. It just comes up, where I'm blocked.
Oh.
I can't even see there is a Dunlap Lures.
Oh. They haven't blocked me yet. Yeah, they're posting crazy things.
No.
And then, like Mark Novi said, they're deleting trappers' comments too. So even if you comment on there, but do not click any of those links, because you're playing their game.
Yeah, don't click any links, or best bet's just don't even go on there and deal with anything. Like I said, we're dealing with Meta on it, and just don't even go look it up. And like I said, we'll let you know when we're back in control, because I'll be deleting everything that they've put up and that, but. Or it won't be up on there, one of the two. Because
we can't get them to do nothing, so
we can't get them to do anything at this point. And the other thing is, it's like when all this happened, I tried to look at, like hiring, like let's call it a hacker that's on our side. I don't know what you'd call it, but a hacker that's on our side that we send after them. The thing is you Google, hackers. Well, what me and Sarah's first thought is the people that hack the page could have. I mean, it sounds crazy, but this whole thing is crazy. That they have a website where theirs ranks number one, and it's the same people that hacked you that you're paying to go back in there and get it. And I'm like, and
they want like $3,500.
$3,800, and I'm like, you're insane. You're insane. Because you could be the same people. And next week you come back and do the same thing.
Ugh. It's sickening, actually.
Yeah. But we're still putting up, tons of content on, Dunlap lures, and on sheet traps. And but mostly, like on sheet traps, we're, Sarah's putting up a bunch of videos about our stuff. But on our YouTube channel, Dunlap lures, sheet traps, and that's growing like a wildfire. And so, and then we also putting some stuff up on Wolfer Nation or Predator. What, I don't even know what I wanted to.
I think it's Wolfer Nation.
It's Wolfer Nation on YouTube. I never look at the name, so I don't know. I think it is Wolfer Nation.
Yep.
Anyways, it's Clint's YouTube channel, so that we own. So, but we put up content. Some of it once in a while will overlap, but it's because I'm looking at my phone or the videos on the thing, and I'll say, "Wow, that's a pretty good video." I like that video, and I'll say, "Well, I don't think I put that up anywhere," and I'll put it up, and it's the same video I'd already put up on the other one like 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, I got hard drives full of videos and stuff. It's hard to keep track about what you put where and who's seen what, and so if I make a mistake, just realize that my memory's not that great. Is it, Sarah?
I try to go in with the grammar and the spelling, but I have a hard time keeping up with all of that too. But I try. Because
we have a real serious situation with there, and they are there, and they are.
Oh gosh, here we go.
Well,
you're not even saying the right there, and there.
There, and they are.
Oh, you see what I deal with.
I think I'm saying it correctly. Honest to God. I'm just a simple trapper that quit school in 10th grade. It's luckily I can even write my name on a check.
You just leave the check writing up to me.
And I don't even have to do that now, so. So, but that's, like I say, that's where we're at on the hacking on Dunlap lures, and, trying to stay calm on what I'm saying on this whole deal. I think I've done extremely well. So, anyways.
So we're fixing to head back to Michigan here in a few days.
Yep.
My sister's coming back with us.
Yep.
What a blessing. I mean, looking back, the year's almost over, and it's been a crazy year. But one of the biggest blessings this past year is at the beginning of the year, I remember talking to my sister, Jessie, and she was kind of struggling at work and just not feeling like she was her happiest, I guess is what you would say. She just wasn't so happy, and Kinsley was going, well, I guess it was early summer. Kinsley was getting done with school and for the summer, and she was going to have to take her to the daycare all summer, and she just had a gut feeling to spend more time with Kinsley. and Kinsley is 8?
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, so she just called one day and she says, Sarah, I quit my job. She called me on her lunch break and she says, I think I'm going to quit my job. I'm on lunch break right now and I think I'm going to quit my job. And I said, follow your heart. And she quit her job that day and kind of didn't know what she was going to do. And
or had even decided to tell her husband that she was going to quit.
no, she didn't even tell him. She did not even tell him.
Well, not, you know.
Yeah. So, she, you know, and I told her, I says, well, you know, I'd be glad to help in any way. We could sure use your help in Michigan at the lure shop, and, you know, convention season's coming up and we could sure use your help. And I said, you know, we'll do our best on making, you know, helping out best we can. And what a blessing it's been. She was able to come up to Michigan, 4 or 5 times this summer and fall, and she was up there, you know, just a couple weeks ago, and she's going back with us. But if she wouldn't have quit her job, we wouldn't have had the opportunity to spend some time with her. And
Yep.
it's just been probably one of the biggest blessings for me this year, looking back, is just being able to spend time with her. We would have never had that opportunity if she was still working full-time at the bank. And, you know, just to see her happier with, you know, spending more time being a mom. And, I mean, she's come a long way.
Yeah. She's come a long, long way.
She's kind of a city girl and didn't really like getting her hands dirty or stinky or,
No.
you know, didn't want to get her shoes dirty or muddy or...
Well, what was it? Was it June when they came
Yeah.
up? They came up last June, and
It was
her and Nick,
kind of their first real family vacation.
yeah, and they came up, and we took them out salmon and brown trout fishing on a charter, and she walked up to where we called the lure shop, and we don't think nothing of it, but she walked up to the door and said, "I ain't never going in there."
She was gagging,
She was
plugging her
plugging her
nose.
nose. I'm never going in there. And the last time she was up with Sarah, you know, she's, you know, putting skunk and stuff, and, you know.
She had her head in a barrel of Soul Taker.
Yeah. So I mean, she's come a hell of a long way since June. So, you know, we couldn't be happier. But, you know, it's like, you know, I see different comments online and stuff, and people said that, well, you know, that we're commercialized, and you know, that we don't do our lures. That's bullshit. Every single thing that we do, either me, Sarah, or her sister, you know, comes up once in a while to help, and we got another kid that, you know, comes and helps label once in a while. But every single thing that's put in a bottle, me or Sarah's hands are on it, and we don't have somebody else do up our lures like a lot of other lures dealers do. You know, there's like tons of that goes on. Not us. Every single thing we do. Because if we didn't, we wouldn't have to run back to Michigan all the time and fill orders for F&T and everybody else. So, you know, that's why we got to keep always running back, because we do everything ourselves, and I wouldn't trust anybody else to do any of our stuff. So when somebody says that or says we don't care, basically it's a bunch of bullshit. So there's two things I care about. You know, as far as I care about, you know, making lures and baits, and I've always loved that, and I love trapping. You know, I mean, and I do my best at both things. And am I always successful? Is there's ever any screw ups? Yeah, there's screw ups. I mean, you know, somebody opens up a bottle of your lure, and you know, the lid blows up, and, you know, blows up on them. You know, I mean, every you know, but I seen that happen one time. A guy opened up one of Russ Carmen's lures, and then the lid blew off and flew up and hit the ceiling. And I thought, you know what? If that happens to Russ Carmen, and it happens to me once in a while, I'm not going to feel so bad about it. So, I don't want it to happen. But, I mean, the truth of the matter is if you're a lure maker, you're putting stuff in a bottle that God never intended to be put in a glass bottle with a lid on it. So, that they all don't blow up is amazing. Because, I mean, it's a fine line a lot of times, getting it where, it doesn't bubble up or, but you still don't want to kill everything in that bottle because, you won't get the reaction. So it's a fine line.
Mm-hmm.
But we do it all ourselves. So if anybody tells you different, they're a liar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that, and we don't sell Dunlap lures retail.
No.
It's never, you never have, right? You've
No.
never wanted to deal with.
Other than conventions.
Yep, convention. So when you buy it on Amazon, it didn't come from us. It has come from, we take all the Dunlap lure stuff to F&T, and then from there, we don't know where it goes. We don't have any control over that. So
No.
I mean, Amazon is great, but I know the companies have fees to pay on Amazon and things like that. I don't want to discourage people from buying on Amazon, but try your local, well,
what we had happen the other day was I got an email from a lady. She said that her son had ordered Hellfire, and it was ended up being in a bag, and her husband said that it looked like I just dumped it in the bag and didn't even put it in the bottle. And they bought it off Amazon from me. And I sent her a thing back and said, number one, I didn't dump anything in a bottle or just in the bag. I would never do that. And I said, and secondly, I don't sell retail any Dunlap lure products except for at conventions, so you sure as hell didn't buy it off me on Amazon. And she's like, has your name on it? And I'm like, that's true, but you didn't give me any money and I didn't send it to you. And I got talking with her. Anyways, found out it was some hardware place or something that sent it, and she was gonna get a hold of them. But they didn't tape the top. Like when you get your stuff from F&T and it's got 20 different times with electrical tape. It didn't have any of that. It wasn't in a skunk-proof bag. And the top had come off, because we have that happen a lot of times. Not with just Hellfire, but all the lures, where sometimes, like going down the road, that top will
vibrate right
off. And I don't know why it does that. I have no idea. I mean, it's weird that just driving down the road, the bumps or the vibration or something will just keep working that lid till it's loose. And but that lid came off, and I bet you the mailman or whoever probably wasn't too freaking happy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing is I mean, we're not selling this stuff, retail, and the reason that I've never sold Dunlap lures retail is because if we sold at retail, we would have no time to trap. There would be no time to trap. We would have to be home all the time, sending out orders and stuff, and I'm not willing to give up the trapping to make a little bit extra money and doing that. I would rather take less and get to do what I want to do and go trapping and live my life and have fun, and Sarah feels the same way, than sit there and send out orders and to make a little bit more money. I just love trapping too much. Maybe there'll come a day when I can't do it anymore, and Sarah will just leave me at home to do it and mess up all the orders.
But yeah, before you check Amazon, give a shout out to the companies that are trapping companies. Give F&T a call, give Funky Trap Tags a call.
Yeah, Minnesota or
whoever you use for a local trapping supply company, give them a call instead of just grabbing on Amazon, because they They have to pay fees and all that to sell on there.
You know, and I mean, a lot of times the fur buyers, have, stock trapping supplies in the areas, and I mean, there's little, sporting goods stores and stuff might have it in your area. I mean, throw them the business. Then they'll reorder some more, and then, we can afford to buy some more gas, and maybe go on a trapping trip somewhere.
Ooh, speaking of trapping trip, we've been talking.
Yep.
Getting ready.
Yep.
It's coming quick.
It's coming quick.
We're going south.
Yep. Yep.
Not where I specifically wanted to go.
No.
I really wanted to go to South Texas.
Yep. And had an offer to go down there.
Yep.
Yep.
But we'd have to give up going to trap with Carl and Liz. So we're going to go.
And we can't do that.
We're going to go trap with Carl and Liz in, is it Arkansas?
Arkansas.
For a couple weeks for sure.
Yep. Maybe 3 if they get the place across the road.
And that's, that's a week before. And then 2 weeks after that, already lined up.
In Mississippi.
So.
Yep. So we'll be going to Arkansas, Mississippi.
For a good month, hopefully.
Yep.
That requires a lot of, I know you've talked about it on other podcasts, but.
A lot of planning.
A lot of planning.
Yeah. And not just planning, where we, getting the stuff around for trapping, but trying to figure this all out. And, and then I got to walk into the office and tell F&T, hey, listen, I'm going to be out of town for a month. I know everybody else in the country, you could buy off regular, but you think that you could figure out what you're going to need for the whole time I'm going to be gone.
For the whole month.
Yeah.
We struggle getting away for 3 days.
I know. And we ain't had the conversation yet, so they don't know nothing about this. So everybody, shh.
Yeah, don't mention to F&T that we're going to be gone for a month.
Yeah, don't say nothing. This is our secret. But there's, like Sarah said, there's a lot of planning on, so that we have the product. Because it's like when somebody puts your products in their catalog, and this is, how I've always felt, you have a responsibility to make sure that they have that product to the best of your ability. I mean, I'm not where I can control every little situation, but I feel obligation of if a person puts my stuff in there, I do my best to make sure that they have it. And and it's like in F&T's catalog or Minnesota's or whatever, every square inch of that catalog is worth so much per square inch, and if you take up it and they ain't got your product, I mean you've let them down. And that should mean something to you. So, and it does to us.
Which might mean one of us has to go back home in the lure shop while we're on.
Absolutely. I mean, I could see where one of us has to leave from Arkansas and go back and fill it, because
that's what we do.
That's what we do.
Yeah. But yeah, not only the business side of planning.
Do you think that when you go run home to fill that order that you'll be able to come back like right away, or do you think you'll have to stay out there for a while? I already know it's me that's gonna be going because
not necessarily.
Liz and Carl will be glad to get rid of me and keep you down there. Because then Carl can lay on this 4-wheeler and suck on his cigarette, have his Bud Light in one hand, and then you and Liz are making sets. And Carl,
I didn't quite realize that's what he was doing last year.
Yeah, he'll be laying there smoking his cigarette, drinking on his Bud Light. I'm lining shit out.
Well, at first he says, "I'm gonna take you girls out. I'm gonna show you all the good spots. Just the 3 of us, we're going to go out. We're going to set up this spot, and I know all the spots." And me and Liz are like, "Well, this is really nice of Carl. He's going to take us out." And then then we found out that he just sits back and he points, and me and Liz make all the sets. And he's just having a great time. He's just sitting back with this big smile on his face. And I think you came up and you're like, I know exactly what you're doing.
He said, I'm lining shit out.
I'm lining shit out.
That's Carl's thing he always says, is I'm lining shit out. They own Razorback Snares is the company, and they're a lot of fun to go out trapping with, and they've been really good friends to us. And we went out to a Mexican restaurant with them last year. I think it was towards the end of the trip. We went to Arkansas, and we had such a blast down there. But we go there, and they each order these margaritas. I'm not shitting you. These margaritas look like they would kill a Mexican. I mean, that's how big these things were. I never seen
it was huge.
It wasn't a half gallon, but
it'll
look like a half gallon margaritas. And they said that they were strong. And they both sit there sucking on them straws, drinking the margaritas. And the more they drank, the drunker they got. And
they're laughing and carrying on.
Yeah, and the redder Carl's face got, the more he... And then he's like, he was right in the Mexican restaurant. If you hear anything in my room tonight, that ain't a coyote howling.
My God.
So they're a hell of a lot of fun to go. They're both good cooks, except for Carl. Carl made this chicken. It's like world famous chicken. We call it the Dead Sea chicken because he was all drunked up on his Bud Light. He'd drink a Bud Light and put some salt on the chicken, and then he would drink another Bud Light and put some more salt on the chicken, and he forgot he put the salt on the chicken, so he put some more salt on the chicken. And the more he drank, the more salt. He brings out this chicken, and there's me and Haggerty and Tim Roper, Meat Trapper, and Chip Davis, and we're all there at this table, and you bite into this chicken, and it was like taking a salt shaker and just shaking it in your mouth with a little bit of meat on it. And everybody, and Carl hadn't eaten on yet, and Haggerty's telling Carl, he says, Carl, this is the best damn chicken I've ever had. And Carl takes a bite and realizes that everybody's like, gagging on his chicken. Even being all drunked up, he could taste that salt.
He felt so bad.
Yeah. Well, that's what we call it, Carl's Dead Sea chicken. Because it definitely puts you in the dead. So, no, but we've had a lot of good times and a lot of good memories, and going trapping with not just Carl and Liz, but lots of other people, and they that's pretty much who we hang around with is and talk to is pretty much just trappers. But like Sarah said, we did want to go down to South Texas, and had a really good offer to go down there, and I want to go down there and chase cats, but
we'll see.
You just can't do everything. I mean, we try to do everything. If you follow anything we do, I mean, we're on the go constantly. But as much as you want to be on the go, you cannot be in South Texas trapping and Arkansas at the same time. Not as one, is just a person.
Mm-hmm.
Which, thinking about them snakes down there in South Texas, the scorpions.
There's snakes in Arkansas too. We saw cottonmouths there.
Yeah, I know. I shot especially the last one.
Man, I screamed so loud.
You never heard anybody scream like until she sees it. When she sees a snake,
Lightning. I ran so fast up that
honest
bank.
to God, I think that like the devil is actually after her.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah, I know. So she screams and is running back at me, like pushes me out of the way and running up the bank. Her feet are going and she ain't moving in the mud.
Oh my gosh.
So I go over there. This cottonmouth's laying on the bank, and it looked like it looked like the back of it had been cut off or bit off or something, and so it was even more ticked off. So I get the pistol, I shoot it, shows me its white mouth, goes in the water. So I didn't kill it right on the bank. Goes down, and I says, yeah, I asked the guy with us, I said, did you see where that cottonmouth went? He said, yep. I said, where'd it go? He says, right down there where your trap got the beaver in it, you got to go in and get. I'm like, shit, I should have just left him on the damn bank. So.
I can still very clearly see that in my mind.
Yeah, I can still see that thing, like, with his mouth open, like, after I shot it. And
New subject. I have nightmares about that stuff.
Well, that one's dead, so.
I know.
Or gut shot, one of the two. Made him suffer. But, so
we'll be down south, then it will be spring beaver trapping.
then I'm going to be spring beaver trapping.
Back to Iowa.
Back to Iowa. Then to Michigan.
Then be convention season.
Then, yep. Yeah, that's what we've been doing, is thinking about starting to fill out the calendar for, for the, we fill out the calendar with the dates and when we're going to leave, and, so you kind of get a bird's eye view of, if something's overlapping or you can't make it from this one to this one. And so we're going to be planning out them. We're planning on going to the Wisconsin convention this year, but we got to call and make sure we got to pay Julie for the tables. We're unsure at this point, so we've committed to go. We're just, so and then it gets tough because you don't know. What gas prices are going to do. So, you start committing to these and they put you on the schedule to do a demo, and then, you're committed to go, and, so I mean, people going to conventions know how much it costs, but then, when you start, buying booth space, like when you walk through like the NTA, every table you see, that's at least $100 for every table, and you get, 10 tables, I mean, that's $1,000, and you ain't even pay, that ain't the gas, that ain't the nothing.
No, it's expensive.
And then they have it like in South Dakota or Virginia, which, nobody knows how it's, really it's we're hoping it's gonna go well, but, so,
Hotels.
Yeah.
I mean, we started sleeping in the trailer, but because hotels were outrageous, we had to do something.
Yeah, our final straw was at Duluth, where we went to go get a motel, and the casino was like $700 they wanted for a motel room, and then I remember up to Duluth they wanted $250, and I'm like, this is insane. You know how many bottles of lure we have to sell to pay for one night in a motel? I'm not that good with math, so I'm not sure, but it was like 40 bottles. And that's if you got everything for free that you made it with and got the bottles for free.
Yeah, we knew we had to do something.
Yeah.
Wasn't going to raise the prices. Pass that on to you guys.
No. So we just got it set up and stay in the camper, and actually I like it better.
Yeah, the trailer.
Yeah, the trailer.
Yeah.
I call it camper.
There's no bathroom.
It's a utility trailer.
It smells like Soul Taker.
Only for like a half an hour. Then
Until, we sleep in there and all that. And then when you take the blankets out to go wash the blankets, it's like we slept in those blankets that stink so bad. Ugh. Oh, well, gotta do what you gotta do.
People probably come up to the booth and they're like, man, them people sure do stink. Oh, well, we made it there. We made it home. No. But that's what we're doing is starting to get ready for thinking about planning for conventions and getting stuff around for that. Because you can't wait till June, middle of June when you're leaving. Start getting stuff around. But
we sure appreciate you guys listening to the podcast.
yeah, the number's been going really good and increasing, and
we're always open to suggestions too. If you have any suggestions or topics that you want us to touch on, or if you have a specific question, we love to have you on the show. So, send Jeff a message, send myself a message, and we'll call you on the phone and ask you what your question is, and we'll just kind of talk about it on the phone. And
if you're going to send me a message, go on Dunlap Lures and send it to me there. Just kidding. Don't go on Dunlap Lures. That was a joke. But no, we are,
But you can email us. If you don't have Facebook, you can email us, dunlaplures@gmail.com.
Yep.
But you can find us personally both on Facebook. Send us a message.
Yeah, no, we really do appreciate everybody listening to it and using our lures and baits, and always been being so good to us. There's so many of you out there that have been so good to us. And it's easy, where you go, on social media and you see something where, 3 people are bad mouthing you or your products and stuff. And it for some reason, as a person, you gravitate towards the negative of watch what people do. But, what we try to do is just, know that how many people have bought our lures and baits this year, and, listen to the podcast, listen to the videos, gave awesome compliments, and been so good to us, and that's really what we try. You being human, sometimes that ain't the case. Being honest about it, but most of the time that's exactly what we try to do is be positive about it and just let the haters do the hating. So, and Sarah's better at it than me. But she keeps me, I would say leveled out on it.
I try.
Well, now I don't comment. Sometimes it's just best just to keep your opinions in your mouth shut. I never realized.
And just because you have an opinion doesn't make you right.
No, that's true. That's absolutely true.
Well, anyway.
But sometimes you are right, even if you do have an opinion. Yeah, usually I'm not, but.
Okay, well, we signing off for tonight. We'll be back next Friday.
Well, we still got some Ruby Doobie left. So, yep. Yeah, we definitely could sign off for tonight, and we'll be back next Friday. we're planning on doing, some interviews and stuff, and trying to get some people lined up for that. And if you got any ideas, we're definitely like open to any of those type of ideas, any content ideas, anything like that. Because I mean, we want to put on, have the show on where it's enjoyable for people to listen to while you're at work, driving to work, out trapping, on a trip. I mean, that's the object of this. So any ideas is definitely welcome.
Yep.
So, anyways, I hope everybody has a happy New Year. I hope you're able to go out and set some traps, have some fun, and
Yep.
Because we will be.
Mm-hmm.
All right, bye everybody.
Yep. Happy New Year.